In the age of social media, misinformation spreads like wildfire. But it's not just lies that deceive us, it's the logic behind the lies that often does the most damage. Beneath the clickbait headlines and viral posts lie carefully disguised fallacies that crumble under scrutiny. From emotional appeals to strawman attacks, social media has not just been a breeding ground for false information.
And the real danger is, most people can even tell the difference.
So what is a fallacy?
A fallacy is a flaw or error in reasoning that makes an argument weak, invalid, and misleading, even if it sounds really convincing on the surface.
Fallacies often appear in debates, advertisements, political speeches, and especially in social media, where quick and emotional arguments tend to go viral. They can be used intentionally to persuade or manipulate, or unintentionally when someone makes a poor argument without realizing it. Fallacies are everywhere. For example, a statement from Philippine Entertainment by journalist Mrs. Linda Amelia Avalos.
Much of this corruption took place during his watch at the DPWH. Pero si Mark, tahimik lang.
Did you catch the fallacy? The first fallacy noticed is ad hominem, wherein she attacked the person, Mark Villar. Instead of strictly discussing the corruption issue and evidence, the focus is shifted to attacking Mark personally for being tahimik lang. Silence does not automatically prove guilt. Second, hasty generalization. A fallacy where someone makes a broad conclusion based on too little evidence. The statement assumes that because corruption happened during his watch, he must have been involved without showing direct proof. The issue in DPWH should be discussed with verifiable facts rather than multiple logical errors. So accusing a public official just because they have chosen to remain silent commits multiple logical fallacies.
However, silence in this matter is not good. It can imply acceptance, enable injustice, and prevent necessary actions or accountability.
So the argument would be better if corruption that occurred within DPWH's projects. This needs to be established with concrete evidence such as documents, reports, or testimonies. Number 2. Officials have a responsibility to ensure transparency and accountability. Even if they are not directly involved, they are still expected to exercise oversight and take action once irregularities are discovered. Number 3. Accountability should be based on evidence. Responsibility must rely on clear proof. If an official dismissed credible warnings, neglected to create reforms, or allowed suspicious actions to continue, then accountability can justly be placed on them. So rather than judging someone's guilt based on silence or mere association, their involvement in corruption should be determined through factual evidence, thorough investigation, and clear connections to their actions or lack of action. Do fallacies affect public thinking or even their decision making? How?
Fallacies, it significantly distorts the public thinking. It creates an illusion of sound reasoning where, in fact, none exists. So when fallacies are used, intentionally or not, it can make weak arguments appear more convincing, which leads people to accept false claims. Well, in decision-making, fallacies can lead individuals or entire communities to support harmful policies. They reject this idea of truth and act on misinformation. Ultimately, logical fallacies undermine rational decision-making and contributes to a misinformed society.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your time. We've seen the true meaning of fallacies. We've heard how it affects the public, and instead of focusing on facts and accountability, lots of argument shifts towards personal attacks and unproven assumptions, which mislead the public and weakens call for justice. This kind of flawed reasoning is not just a communication issue, it has a real-world consequence. When people base their opinions or judgments on emotional or illogical arguments, it becomes harder to demand transparency, fairness, and reform in institutions. And with all these talks about fallacies, our team has now partnered up with United Nations. The United Nations is an international organization founded in 1945 to promote peace, security, human rights, and development among nations. With that, they developed the Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs. These are the 17 global goals established by the UN in 2015 to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure prosperity and peace for all by 2030. And this has been Angel Gat. And in a world where the loudest voices often drown out the truth, it's not just enough to ask who's speaking, and we must ask how they're arguing. Because when we stop questioning the logic, we don't just lose, we lose our ability to think.